today I have a doctor's appointment I got to go to at 2:30. So this job's going to take a lot of work. So I want to make sure I have enough time to get it done. So what's going on? I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to come on in since I did start early. I'm going to start just taking off the non-essential stuff and make this hopefully a little bit easier to work on. The Mini B is not a hard design. It's just that it's everything being so small, it just sucks. So I'm going to start pulling the tires off while everybody shows up, and then we'll get working. Today, I'm going to do some sway bars. I'm going to add sway bars to a V1, so that requires I have to replace the transmission housing with the V2. That's gonna be the fun part. So I'm going to start on the front first. Hopefully we can just get that out of the way. Nice and easy. Oh, gee, nerd. Yeah. Went looking at cars this morning. I'm looking for a either an autocross car or a nice daily, so I can use my RS strictly for autocross. And man, the used car market's shot. It's absolutely shot. I mean, everything I found was absolute junk. I found one car that had some kind of hope, but it was a convertible. I wasn't dealing with it. It was a Mustang GT. It was a 95, so a 5.0, not a 4.6. 5-speed. Looked like it was in good shape, but the convertible top killed it for me. I didn't want to, not a convertible guy. But everything else was garbage. Absolute garbage. So, I might do plan B and just wait till spring. All right. The wheels off. Let's start working on the front. I'm not trying to remove the, I got to remove the chassis protector to get the transmission out, which totally sucks because I don't want to have to put another one on. Fox body would have been nice. Yeah, I found a real nice Fox body, 83, but 4i. It's nice, but I don't know. If I'm going to spend that kind of money on it, I'd rather a newer 5.0. Go now, I could find something. If I wait till spring, I have a bigger budget. So I think that's the plan. I'm just going to wait. All right. Got the wheels off. I guess I could put it on the stand. I'll get a better shot of this thing. We'll start working. Nah, it's too small. No stand. All right. Let's get her up and going. I don't know if I can do it that way. Then I'm never going to be able to work. Urban, what's going on, brother? It's late in the year, bro. Be patient. Said to myself, never. Yeah. No, actually what I've done is I paid off my last credit card. I have no car payment. I have no credit card debt now whatsoever, which was the smart move to do anyway. So I'm just going to pay that off, and I'm just going to wait. Find myself something nice in the spring. I mean, I can spend, well, I have 10 grand cash to find something, and everything's either rusted or just junk. Hey, that's broken. Okay. Well, there's a part that I don't think this does anything now. RC Empire, Texas with the $5 holler. Good to see you, brother. Thank you a lot. Appreciate that. Use that next, we'll use that tomorrow when we go racing. Broke part here. Okay, that's wonderful. There's a screw falling off there. That's even better. Good thing I got into this. Let's say that. That's not going to hurt anything. Okay, first thing I want to do is we got to replace the ball cup holder for the front end. So I got this TLR tuned part, 314003 in aluminum. And you know I love the black with the silver cuts, like everybody else does, but you know we like them. So I got to figure out how this comes apart. I think this is pretty simple. Actually, before we take them screws out, let's get these ball cups off. Just going to remove them all. Now, I did cheat. Losi has a pretty good video for this. And I saw how they did it, so I got a good idea. Hate these ball cups, by the way. There we go. Let's see, take care of something real quick. Wow, that's like the longest. Already subscribed, good. All right, there's only a few of us here. RC Empire of Texas, I would share his. I don't know if I can do it from here. It says I could share it. Will that do it? Copy channel ID. There we go. There you guys go. Everybody give him a shot if you haven't already. I'm pretty sure most of the people in here already have. But if not, give him a look. All right. Ball cups are off. Now, this is the part here we're going to have to replace. So I got to take, I guess, these two lower screws out here from the bottom. That should just pop right off. Not yet. There we go. Yeah, this is the part we have to replace. This is a V1 style. These do not have the provisions for the, what's it called? For the sway bar, whereas this part will. And I went with the aluminum. We'll add a little weight to the front. Where are we at? Outside ball. All right. Chino, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. We're going to add sway bars to this mini bee. Last time out with it, actually went well. That's probably the first time that I've ever actually finished a race with it without it breaking or blowing apart or me smashing it into a wall and breaking something. Granted, I did blow the ball cups off quite a bit, but I don't think there's a fix for that. Other than stop hitting the wall. That's a good one. All right, let's take a look at this. Nice aluminum piece. I love the black with the silver side cuts. That looks good on everything. Now we are going into aluminum, so I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite on those ball studs. Get that up and going. If everybody can hit that like button on the way in, I appreciate that. Okay, these were on the outside. Oh, gee, nope. What do you mean, nope? Shoot, let's see. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm looking at cars all around here. I'm just looking for something either I can turn into an autocross car, so I don't need anything fancy. Just something I can, no rust, I can get inspected, that there's an aftermarket for, that I can buy a part for. And I wanted to What's it called? Oh, that's a different design. Look at that. They used a captured nut on the old one. This one they just used threads. They didn't. They changed it because I guess the aluminum. That's cool. Hopefully those screws work. That'd be a problem. They should. All right. Sad day when you can't find anything half decent for 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? New crackheads moving in next door. Oh, that sucks. What happened here? Oh, I just watched my other neighbor sell drugs to a big bag artist, so now she couldn't even stay on the sidewalk when she walked away. Oh, man. Yeah, you'll have that. We have that. We don't have that around here, but let's put it this way. I was looking for a cheap car under 10 grand. I'd pass through a few towns in Pennsylvania like that today, just looking around, you know? I agree. It sucks. Oh, what do we got going on here? I agree. It sucks. I mean, I believe in a free market, and I believe people should be able to do what they want to do. But, like, poisoners and shit like that, man, drugs are just not necessary. Yeah, where I live, we don't have to worry about that. All right, I'm going to throw some Loctite on these two because these are now going into aluminum as well. Looks like they're going to work just fine. So I got that one started. I'll run this one in. Damn it, boy, they wild. Yeah, we got some real shady parts around here, I'm sure as well. But where I live, it's quiet. You don't deal with it. But that's like Pennsylvania's funny with that. I don't know if other states are the same way. Like, depending on where the house is everything. Absolutely everything. I'm sure every place is like that, but like you take my house and you put it in like Wilkes-Barre, you put it in Scranton, you put it in any of the major like what you would call the cities near me, and my house is worth 100 grand. If you where my house is now because of where it's 250. It's all just location. That's all it is. Because you go to Wilkes-Barre, you go to other places, you have problems. You come here, you have no problems, and people pay extra for that, I guess. But it's only a matter of time. Wilkes-Barre's only, 10 miles away. Scranton's probably even closer. They're going to work their way this way eventually and ruin it for everybody else. But OG, I can't believe they let that kind of stuff go in a nursing home. I'm surprised. Nursing home allows drug dealers? That's crazy. All right. Screws are a little long. I don't think it's going to do anything. The one thing I hate about this Mini B working on this thing is how damn small. Availability. Yeah, you don't see houses in this neighborhood stay for sale very long. They usually pretty quick. I bought mine at the right time, right before COVID and all that nonsense hit, and My dad told me, "Oh, you paid way too much money for that house. This house is more than doubled in price." Why won't that go in? Let's see what the issue is with this. It's like the bulkhead is not going into the hole it's supposed to. Looks like they changed the shape slightly. Wonderful. All right. Well, we're going to pull these shocks off, I guess, because I got to modify the bulkhead too. Wait a sec. That goes there, that goes there. That should still fit. Why does it not? Yeah, it will. It just needs something. Oh boy, look at this thing. They changed the design just a little bit. Looks like there's supposed to be a screw that goes through the bottom of that, and that'll hold to that. So this is going to require quite a bit. I'm going to pull the shock tower off. This is a pain. Gotta love mini bees. What's everybody else got going on today? We got anything else going on? I mean, I got decent weather. It's a little chilly out, but it's not bad. See what's going on in the chat. OG complaining about the ghetto. Well, not too many perks of living in the hood, my man. Okay. Alright, we got to pull that part back off. Got to find a screw for that. Bumper's whooped. It's always fun when you're retrofitting these things, because now I can see at least what they changed. Okay, so that's got to go in here. No problem. right, let's see if we can find a screw for that. Where's the mini bee box? How thick are we gonna need? Oh, we're gonna need these longer ones. Good thing we got an early start on this one. Not a fan of this view. I'm gonna change it. Let's flop this around. All right, let's go back to it. Where did I put that screw? Here's that one. That might be a little long. Let's test that out first. Yeah, that's gonna be way too long. Let's see if I have something else. Gotta have something else here. That should do it. Don't even know how that got into there, but let's try it. I don't like this idea. Phillips screws suck. I'm not using this. Nope, nope, nope. Let's try this. Too long. Oh, we're gonna have problems with just a stupid screw today? Is that what we're doing? There we go. Okay, there we go. So we didn't have to modify it. It's just a different, it is definitely a different shape. Nope, that ain't gonna work either. Okay. Has to be flat. It cannot be a cone. Come on. Oh. Can't use that screw. There's just no way. Because this has to mount flat. Well, this is what it is, I guess. Alright, back to it. Let's see here. Whoa, I'm missing some. Oh, the mini bee. Cool. Yeah, man. Gladiator school here. Yes, that is a mini bee. Well, some of it. Most of it isn't anymore. This thing is been modified quite a few times. Alright, what are we doing here? That's for the shock. Alright. Let's start getting this figured out again. This whole thing is different. Has a whole back section here that this does not have. Mini B, it's the same. Everything is the same. What are we looking at here? What is different? Why is it different? That's for the sway bar itself. Got it. Doesn't make any sense. Let's see. They didn't change anything else. And you got the steering posts. That's fine. Those go on here. I think I know what's wrong. I replace all factory fasteners with stainless steel ones. Anytime I'm... Yeah, I like the stainless steel myself. Gotta go that way. Looking at it the wrong way. So that actually, okay, I think I figured out the problem here. We're okay. I think I figured it out. We're just looking at it wrong. Well, I was looking at it wrong. Okay, so that goes here. And that goes on like that. That's what we were doing wrong. Okay. If everybody can hit that like button on the way in or out, I appreciate that. All right, we'll set those back ones on. That'll give us something to tighten on to. There we go. Finally broke the wing on the Notorious 2. That took forever to do. Thanks, Joey. All right, let's figure this out. My only complaint about the Mini B is the only reason you buy it. It's too small. Working on this thing is terrible. All right, let's get these in, then I'll show you what we got done. Get this mounted up. Okay. Appreciate that, Joey. Let's see here. Okay. So I was able to secure that bulkhead, and I guess it wasn't before, so that's good to know. Good to know. All right. There we go. So what we've got here so far, I still got to tighten up the bells, but we got right here. Now we have the provisions right here in the front so we can mount a front sway bar. The V1s never came with it. I guess if you get the newer one, it comes with that. So that's one less thing you need to worry about, but this also is the aluminum one, so it is an upgrade. Okay, so these got to go in there. Yeah, so disappointing, man. No good cars in this area. Okay, so those aren't the right ones. Ah, I see what I did. Wrong screws, man. Your workspace looks like mine. Organized chaos. Yeah, that it is. I clean it up and then I tear it back up again. It's not, oh, it is my fault. It's my space. But I got like 35 projects going on at once, so everything has a spot, but okay. Place it with that one. I finally scored on eBay. I didn't buy a truck, but the diff and pinion for that Duratrax Thunderquake. I sourced one. I got it. It's coming. So that truck could be driveline wise 100%. We got that. I got that finally, dude. Talking about small RC cars, I'm about to invest in buying X-Ray X12 2026. The owner of my racetrack ordered 3, and one is nice. X-rays are beautiful, man. I run this because it's fun, but I ruined it. So it's not as fun as it could be, I'm sure. If anybody ever buys one of these, like I said, for our track, just get the V2 and get the brushless one, and you'll never need to do anything else to it. This, on the other hand, I ruined it. This thing is way, way, way too fast for its size. It's insane. If you go more than half throttle on the track, you're out of control. It's gonna end bad. Okay, there's that. There's that. Let's put this other screw back in. And we got ourselves a bulkhead. X-Ray manufactures all their parts in-house in America. Yeah, I have a buddy that races with us at our track. He's sponsored by X-Ray, and I've been checking them out for a while. We are a team associated basic track, you know what I mean? That's basically what we use there, but I'll tell you what, it's a hard choice whether to go with the X-Ray or the team associated. I can get parts of the track mostly for the team associated, and I already have the B7, but if I was to change up, I like the X-Ray. You can't go wrong with X-Ray. Parts availability is a big thing for me because I break a lot of stuff. Like, I have TLR short course trucks, and I mean, after waiting for parts for them for too long, I'm kind of over TLR. But this thing's still fun. Team associated is my jam, though. Add another 1,000 car to my collection. Yeah, I got some expensive ones too, and this is one of them. This thing has way more money than it needs to have in it. I need to simplify it, but I have the Monster XLX, the Mini X2 in this thing, which is a great ESC. I have no problems with it, but when I bought it, that was during the pandemic. They were having a problem with the BECs, the built-in BECs, so they gave you a external BEC, and this thing, there's not a lot of room in it. So that's an extra thing I like to delete, but it's like 90 bucks for another ESC, and this one works perfectly fine. I just can't, I just don't want to do it. Should do it, but I don't want to spend the money on and replace a good part. Team associated directions are sketchy. I didn't really have any problem with the build. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the instructions. The only thing I didn't like was the shortness of the threads on the ball studs for the rear. And really, that's all I changed on it that I would say needed to be changed right off the rip. Okay, there we go. Gonna have to pull this other shock off. I just want to make everything as loose as possible. And we'll start building these tiny little sway bars here. The back section, like I said, is going to be the real pain because we have to, I have to take the transmission out and change the case to make these work. Okay, there we go. Looks like a mantis, doesn't it? Pretty cool. So yeah, here's that plastic replacement. We don't need that anymore. We don't need the captured nuts anymore. We got to make sure this goes back into that shock. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, everything is in. All right, let's find these front shocks. Let's take a look at it. We'll put this off to the side. There we go. All this stuff, by the way, was not cheap, surprisingly. Not cheap at all. I think I got about 60 bucks into putting sway bars onto this one. Probably should have just said screw it, bought a brand new V2, and I bought a brand new V2 and just put my setup in it. But here we are. Let's go. All right. So I guess the balls just get pressed into one. That was easy. Okay. And your ends will go into the other. That's the part that's going to thread right into the sway bar itself. I don't like how these just snap in that easy. Looks like they'll snap out just as easy. So there's your end link. Just a ball insert on one end and a captured end on the other. Okay, I'm going to make sure I put these grub screws to the side. We're definitely Loctiting down these grub screws. Okay, these two will be for the arms, the longer screws. The two short screws, that's going to thread into the bulkhead here. That's basically all that holds down our sway bar. Now it comes included with two sway bars. It's got a pretty thicker one and a thinner one. Last time at the track, this thing was lifting wheels. That was the whole purpose behind this build. Was basically it was lifting the wheels up. I'm coming around the corner on 3 wheels. It was just unstable. So I didn't like that, obviously. So we're going to change that out right away, fix that problem. So I'm going to install the links now. We're going to put the links right into the arm. Like this kind of stuff doesn't make sense. Like they should have... Why they couldn't fix the bulkhead in the transmission case for the V1 right off the bat, I have no idea. Because these are standard arms. These are V1 arms. And the V1 arms have provisions for a sway bar. So the arms, they already had them. Probably, they already had the arms designed for a sway bar, so you knew a sway bar was coming. Why wouldn't they add the provisions so that way you didn't have to do half the stuff that I did? You could have just bought the sway bar kit, which probably was the more expensive of the parts. And you could have... and the front bulkhead with aluminum, you could have just left it alone. Oh, gee, let's see. Okay, let's catch up with the chat. Team Associated, my jam, though. Have been since 96. Yep. I had to pre-drill a few places in their part numbers that didn't jive in some instances. I don't know. The B7 went together perfectly fine for me. Yeah, just look at the cluster they did on that new RC10. Yeah, that engine not mounting correctly. I agree with that. That's one that they should have gotten right off the bat because they built it before. I don't get that. Techno makes quality kits. Absolutely. Techno kits are like tanks, my guy. Nitro Pimp, what's going on, brother? Let's get him to 800. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been hanging around that $7.99 for a little bit. But I've been working. I've been slacking, so it's my own fault. But that's okay. I'm gonna get out and get some stuff done maybe this week. Going racing tomorrow, so. Where'd that screw go? There it is. Putting sway bars on a mini B, so you can feel my pain already. All right, so what should we do here now? Here's our question. Should we go thin bar first, see what it do? Or thick bar and also see what it do? It was leaning pretty bad. I was getting a lot of grip. I did glue my sidewalls. It did help quite a bit, but it was lifting the back tires off the ground pretty heavy. 800, you got it. All right. Yeah, I just hope it stays there. I had it once before. So what do you think? Should we go with the thinner sway bars first and just see what it does? I mean, they don't look too difficult to swap out. I don't think. They look pretty simple. It looks like a couple screws and that's really it. Just like that. get these in here. And the sway bar sits like that. All right, cool. Oh no. I wouldn't be alive without dropping a screw. Oh, come on, you bitch. There it is. All right, we're okay. I found it. I think I'm gonna put the thinner sway bar on first. I can't race during football season. Oh, okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna go with the smaller sway bar first. See how we like it. If it's still lifting, change it from there. I put the thickest springs that TLR has. The gold springs are on it, and then it got gripped up. It was just traction rolling, but I think the sway bars are gonna help. Okay, a little Loctite on both of them. No. Too tight. Let's see. There we go. It's just out of the groove, just that little bit. That'll do it. There we go. I'm going to make sure that the sway bar is not binding. The heads of the screws are just supposed to hold it down, but it's supposed to free fall. You see how it just moves together? That'll do. All right, we got to get these ends done. Gonna put a little Loctite on them grub screws as well. The other thing that really sucks about these mini bees though is when you lose them little screws on that track, and you know those screws are obviously going to be black on a gray or black carpet, unless they have a bye week. Yeah, if you, on a black or a gray carpet on a black screw, that is donezo, man. You ain't finding that. Yeah, man, I appreciate that number 800. Now I just need a couple more 100 and we'll be all right. Whenever we get there, we get there. I'm just having fun. Come on. It'd be nice if these were magnetized. All right, maybe we should start these next time off the vehicle. Remember that. Okay. I don't want it that way. I want them flush. There we go. Try to make the sway bar ends just flush with the end of the link, so that way you can match them up evenly on both sides. Because if you have one more in than the other, it will make a difference because now you have more torsional pull on one side than the other. Yeah, start these before you put them on the car. Come on. There we go. Looks good. Let's test them out. Looks good to me. All right, let's start reassembly. I'm gonna take this other sway bar. We're just gonna put it off to the side. I'll take that with me to the track, see what it does. You need a magnetic fastener tray. Nah. I wish the tool tip was. It just kept on falling off the end of the tool, but it's not. All right. Start putting these links back on. I used to mark these, I believe. Left. So that's this side. There we go. Just like that. This is the other side. Yeah, these ball cups, I hate these ball cups. They pop off way too much. There we go. And your camber links. I wish RPM would make a set of ends for these. Give me something that's tighter. And something a little stronger. Good. These have a nice tendency to bend at the end. All right. There's all of our linkages done. J Concepts makes a really nice titanium center turnbuckle for these. I was thinking about buying, but obviously I didn't yet. But I'd like them to somebody to come up with a better ball end. If they could come up with a better ball end, I'll buy those and I'll switch out everything, because that is annoying as can be. Every single time you go to make a big jump or anything, it just doesn't go just 100%. Bam, ball cup, ball cup. If you're trying to win a race, if you 9 out of 10 times, if you could just keep the ball cups on, you're gonna win. This thing will set fast lap most of the time, unless some of the better guys are running. But I can't win when they're taking 30, 40, 50 seconds to put a ball cup back on every other lap. There we go. Get that other side in. Thanks, guys. Have fun building a firestorm that has turned into a bit of a disaster. $120 black hole. Yeah, been there. Not lately. Thank God. All right. There we go. Front end is back together. We have our new TLR aluminum front. I guess they just call that a pivot ball holder that also has our front sway bar. Front sway bar is mounted up. We went with the small one. That's because of the shock. It can't overpower the shock. But that should help with our body lean. Now the fun one. You got to figure out how to get the transmission and stuff out of this without, hopefully, without having to destroy our skid protector. I like this one. I don't want to trash it. So we got to figure it out. I think I'm going to start. We're going to take the cover off. I think if I take what they call the waterfall section right here off, I shouldn't have to remove any of the middle. I should be able to unbolt that from there, and that one from there, and pull the back section completely off if I just remove the tab. which I think I'm okay doing. Let me see if we can get that off nice. All right, we're going to set this over here. So hopefully keep the junk out of it. So I should be able to remove these 4 screws and probably these 2. We should be able to pull the whole back section right off. So I got to disconnect the motor plate for sure. Let's see what we can do. Anybody have any experience with these? Have any insight? Like I said, we got to pull this whole case apart and swap the cases. Scariest part about this Mini Bee, honestly though, is I still have stock gearing in this thing, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Hey, I can watch on my phone, get you some watch hours. Appreciate it. Aluminum ball cups, maybe. That would be fantastic. Anything to keep them on would be good. I'm going to pull the wing off because it's just in the way. It's easier than just working around it. Yeah, I wish I would have just went with that simple setup that they have, like the 2-in-1, because this Castle motor is awesome, but my God, it's nasty. Okay, I'm trying to think. I pull that off. Take the 4 screws out. I should be able to slide it out with the motor. Or do we just pull the motor? I think I'd rather, no, because then I got to pull the pinion off. All right, let's do this. Start with that waterfall and the 4 screws. There we go. And the 4 screws. I don't remember the last time I had this thing fully apart, so that's why this is kind of difficult to remember. Get the car out of the way. And the motor kind of stinks because they didn't label any of the, what's it called, the wires. So if we pull the motor off the ESC, I'm definitely going to have to do that. That one on the bottom there. Okay, that takes that. That should pull right off. That long screw goes through there. Is there another one behind it? No, shouldn't be. There it is, it's just stuck. Okay, there we go. Might as well just take these arms off, just get them out of the way. There's that, there's that. I'll pull the top part off because it's got to come off either way. We separate the whole upper section. Dwayne, what's going on, bud? We are working on the mini bee here. Adding sway bars. Got the front end done. The front is already assembled, ready to go. The rear section requires me to replace the transmission case because it doesn't have the provisions on it like the V2. So that's the next move here. Take a look at that diff too. We can do that. Yeah, didn't really have any problems with that. A little more on that side. There we go. I'll just take that whole mess and just pull it off to the side. Okay. So now we got to pull the slipper setup off. Yes, I'm still running the slipper. I don't know if they have an eliminator set up for this. Come on out. There we go. And 2 screws here for the motor plate. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about the Duratrax part I found. Man, I've been looking all over that damn thing. Just hot dogging around. No hot dogs. All right. Use the smallest 1.5 screws. But then they make them so damn long. Take forever to get out. All right, cool. Put the motor to the side. Here we go. There's our housing. Let's take them ball studs out. I believe. Let's double check what we got here. This is just a basic Losi part. This is just to convert it over to the V2, just so I have the little provisions for the sway bar. Like I said, it kind of doesn't make any sense that they would have added the sway bar to the V2 and not the V1 because the V1 arms have the provisions for the sway bar. So I just want to double check that there's nothing funny here that, you know, as far as placements. And there we go. No. So we could pull the ball studs. They'll go right into where they were. Nothing fancy. And then we'll take this thing apart. Swap it all over. I do have a ball diff for this. If anybody's ever built a ball diff before, you understand that sometimes, man, those little the carbide balls, they're a pain in the ass to get all lined up and get everything sandwiched together without nothing falling out. Try building one for a mini bee. These things are terrible. If you don't build them in a pie pan and you drop those little balls, you'll never find that, man. All right. So we got our ball studs are back into the new housing. This should just come apart. I don't think there's any. Oh, there's one screw. Okay. Let's pull her apart. One piece at a time. Pull our bearing out. Put that into our new housing. There we go. That goes in there. That's the other half of ours. Idler goes next to it. Like so. And the diff. Okay, let's take a look at this diff, see if there's something we can do to this thing. Just a planetary style diff. I mean, I don't really think there's too much we can do to it. All you can probably do is just put the, make sure it's greased. It still has some grease in it. I'm not really too concerned about it. So we'll just put it right back together. World's smallest transmission. There we go. Put that screw right back in. I'll save this housing. Never know. Might need it. I use a new painter's fabric drop cloth below me, so if I drop fractures, I can see them. That's a good idea. Like I said, this carpet in here is like a gray kind of color. So, yeah, finding it's not the easiest thing. Okay. Just put that back in there. Gotta love the 1.5s. Okay, start at 1. Start the other. Maybe. Let's see. I'm often wrenching on my RCs in the living room with a foldable table. Yeah, I'm blessed to have the workbench here, but every now and then, you know, if it's cold down here, I don't want to fire the heater up. I'll go and I'll work upstairs, and I guarantee you, I lost how many pieces I've lost in the damn carpet. That painter's idea, that's not a bad idea. But I think if I'm going to go through the trouble of putting a painter's tarp down, I might just work down here. So I don't know if I'll ever do it. Okay. There we go. All right. Now you can see all we did that for was right here. This little tab right here that they could have grafted right in there anyway. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay, Losi. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. Let's put the slipper assembly back together. So that way I don't lose that little tiny pin. That's what I'm more worried about than anything. There we go. There we go. That. Our spring and our lock nut. Mesh looks good. Didn't mess with that. Tool. Where's that tiny little tool I have? There, right in front of me. There we have it. There we go. We're going to adjust that later. E-clips suck. Way too small. They won't roll away either. Yeah, they'll hide underneath a little package. They go all over. All right, so we got that down, that down. What do we got to do? Got to get the top part back on. All right, that's one side. Let's get the other side going. There we go. It's hard to get it clipped in because you got to get both sides. There's really not a whole lot that holds this case together other than that. I think there's one screw on the inside, and that's it. And like I said, all this is unnecessary because Losi could have did this off the rip because they knew they were going to put a sway bar on it. Why would they have done that with the arms if they didn't? That's an arm for that. All right, let's see what we got here. There's 1, 2. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Time to get back to work. See you next time. All right, Joey, I'll catch you later, brother. Thanks for stopping in, my man. All right. Gotta tighten that one in there. Okay, there's that. Okay, there we go. Top section is back on. Whoa, those are my shades. Okay. Start to get this thing reassembled. The fun part. Come on. You know you want to go back in. Okay, let's move that out of the way. All right, let's fight this thing to get back in there. Oh, God. Came out fairly easy. What the hell's your problem? Ah, I see the problem. Problem seen. I see the problem. Put the screw in the wrong spot. So what's everybody else got going on today? Nothing? I'm pretty much stuck here until 2:30. I have a doctor's appointment, so I got to bug out of here in about an hour. We should have, by the looks of things, we should be done, and we should be done on time, if not early. So that's good. There we go. Now that should go in there nicely, and it did. Okay. There we go. And this one here on the bottom. That worked out good. I like the way that worked out. That's about to fire up the Fire Team new G 3.0. Shouldn't have any problems with that. Those G 3.0s are a good engine. That should go pretty easy. Come on. All right. Now some of the more fun stuff. This is the part that I always love the most, trying to get these, the C&D blocks on this thing suck. Just straight up, just suck. Oop. Come on. Okay, there's one. Let's get the second one started. what's going on here. At the rear. That's why. Okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. Figure that out. All right, we got to get the arms in now. So let's get this side first. There's that. There goes there. This is such a pain to do. Wait a minute. That's fine. Okay, there we go. This thing's all messed up. Always Nitro Pimp's converting a damn Arma to a Nitro again. That's cool. There we go. Pin goes in there, pin goes in there. That goes like that. Let's get these other two started. We can tighten that transmission back down. Supposed to be a back bumper on this, but that broke off, so we don't have a back bumper anymore. Maybe we'll take that $5 that what's his name donated, Texas donated. We'll buy a bumper for this thing again. All right. All right, cool. There we go. Transmission housing has been swapped out, changed back in. Everything's back together. Everything feels pretty good. Let's get the sway bar assembled. Let's get that all figured out. And I got the rear mount for it right here. an extra part that they sell separately. I got that in aluminum as well. Start maybe saving these for the part numbers, but I think I could still find them pretty easily. Now we went with the thinner sway bar to the front. Nitro RC Life, what's going on, brother? Oh, we're just doing some sway bars on the Mini B, and I think I got the hardest parts done, so we're just hoping to sail through this one with the rest. All right, we went with the thinner sway bar in the front, so we're going to do the same with the rear. We're going to keep the thicker setup, which is that one. We're going to keep that one for later. We'll see what this does. If I like the improvement, but it's not enough, we'll go to the bigger one. But till then, we're not going to worry about it. Same thing as the front. We're going to put the, one side just gets one of the little balls. And the cups go on the other side. We are going to pre-start the grub screws, not like last time, so that way we don't have to fight them. There we go. Alright, put a little Loctite on them. Hopefully we can get this together so it doesn't dry out on us. That was a lot easier. Yeah, the last time at the track, the Mini B was picking up the back tire quite a bit. Handling it's just too much. So I'm hoping the addition of the sway bars take a good amount of that lean out. If we get that lean out, this thing will go pretty good. All right. And there we go. There's our sway bar links made up. You have your captured end, so that way you put the sway bar in, and that just bolts right to the rear arms. All right. So let's see. That's going to mount from the front or the back. So it's going to go in there. Okay. That shock's going to be a problem. All right, we're going to have to pull the bottom shock nuts bolts out. That's no big deal. There we go. Keep the washers with it. I don't know if those washers were supposed to be there, but they did their job, so we're going to put them back. And just like the front, the V1 arms have the provisions for the sway bars. So like I said, they could have done this off the rip. We didn't have had to do half of this work. Would have been a good idea. I mean, they still made their money on the parts regardless. I mean, it didn't really make any sense for me to change the transmission case. The transmission case was cheap. There we go. Let's get this other one in there. There we go. There we go. Okay, we got our links on. Just like that. Let's see how these settle. So they're just going to sit right above the axles, barely. It's enough, it's enough. Then they sell you the sway bar mount. This is a separate part, does not come with the sway bar kit. And they sell it in aluminum. I got the aluminum one. I think they have it in plastic. I don't know. The part numbers that they showed from TLR were the aluminum. I'm sure you can go just under Losi. You could probably get this in plastic. But she looks good. Why are we going to do that? There we go. All right, this is pretty straightforward. Yeah. All right, we're going into plastic as well, so I'm not going to do any type of, no Loctite, nothing like that. It's nice here too, I like this because it's another spot for you to tighten that transmission case up. Okay, you want to play that way, we can play that way. There we go. There we go. Easier, I guess, way is to just start it. Get them started and just slide the sway bar under it. Because it doesn't appear that it wants to go in any other way. There we go. Come on, get up in there. There we go. We just want a little bit of left to right play. So that way we know that it's not bound up. And it's not. Looks fine. Dig it. I dig it. And it runs. All right, Nitro Pip, you got it going? Those G3.0s are usually pretty good. I didn't have any problem breaking that one in. Not like that LRP that fought me real bad. The G3.0 is a great engine. Getting kind of hard to find now, though. They used to be cheap. I forget. I think I paid like 130 bucks for my last one. It was a pretty good deal. That's awesome, though. Get a video up. Let's see it. Okay, one more here. Let's get our socks put back on. Oh, should I have done that? I still got to get to them. The ball popped out. Okay, that's wonderful. Oh, that's not cool. Is there going to be another ball cup position that's going to pop out on me all the time? It shouldn't be. I put them grub screws in first. Jeez. There we go. Okay. Screw is on the inside. Oh, we gotta move that. Not where we had it before. We had it laid down before. Just got one of the bay for 117 to replace this one. Nice. Yeah, I haven't been in the market for one. I don't need it right now. But that is a good engine. Not a powerhouse. Not gonna really get too crazy with it. But if you're looking for something that'll just run, the G3.0 is a fantastic engine. Like I said, that LRP 32 I just broke in before. That thing's awesome. I really like that engine now that it's broken in. Before it was broken in, I want to throw that thing in the garbage. I probably burned through 2 quarts before that thing started to actually just run right. Now you fire it right up. 2 pulls fires right up. Okay. There we go. Let's put the wing back on. Okay, so we got our sway bar mounted. That mount looks really good. I do like that. Nice little piece of aluminum there. We have our TLR axles. I put them in. I have broken them before. Lovely. Yeah, that feels all right. Oh, put our tranny cover back on. Okay, there we go. So there is the TLR sway bar kit. Probably the most expensive way to do it, though. I'd probably just buy a V2. Got the aluminum front ball mount that has the provision, so now we can get the factory sway bars back on. We have the rear with also the aluminum sway bar mount, ready to rock and roll. Everything looks pretty good. Like I said, the ball ends on these cups. We'll see if those pop out like the other ball cups do, but if not, everything looks pretty good. What do you think? I think this thing looks pretty badass. This thing has more than enough power to kill itself 3 times over. Probably the biggest upgrade that I think if you're going to do a mini B big time is right here. NSDRC makes this RS100 micro servo saver and mount to get rid of the factory Spectrum. I burned up 4 of those things, broken gears, all kinds of fun stuff. This thing is great. I haven't had a problem with it since. The only other problems I've majorly had with it was the shocks, the plastic shocks that they usually come with. You crack the shock bodies. Motor, this motor is way overkill. It's the Castle 0808, 8200 kV. This thing is an absolute rocket, but it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. I can't use a half of it where I go. Methinks Techno makes best Losi axles. I don't know. For a mini B, they make a Losi axle. Yeah, I basically where did I put them at? Okay. It's just the body. Not for this. There they are. The TLR axle, here's the problem that you have with the stock axles, is when it has a factory dog bone, if you pop off one of these ball cups and this thing tips, you throw that dog bone, you ain't ever going to find it. So I went with these. These are a CBD style. They're captured on the end, so they just pop out. They just flop out. I've actually sheared one of these off clean. It hooked up on carpet. I mean, we use this pretty aggressive tires. It hooked up on carpet and it snapped the axle clean. I mean, it didn't even give a chance. It just took it out. So I don't know. These ones have been holding strong, but then again, I haven't nailed it on the straightaways like that since, because I know. But yeah, these are Pro lines. What are these? The Prisms. Pretty good tires. Pretty good tires. There we go. There we go. Come on. Let's get these wheels back on. We'll put the body back on, and we'll see tomorrow. See tomorrow the results. See if it actually helped at all. They do. I run them in my 22. They make them for a B? There we go. But yeah, this Mini B is completely overkill for the size of the track that I run it on. Now, granted, if you took this to a larger carpet track, which, I mean, I've never been to one that's really that much bigger, I'm sure you can use more of the power. It's just that, you know what they say, great power comes great responsibility. If you nail this thing off the line, it'll stand straight up. I've done backflips with this. I bet you it tops out somewhere in the 40-mile-an-hour range, which a scale of this size on a carpet track, you'll never hit 40 miles an hour. And if you do, prepare for the yard sale, because it's coming. All right. Pretty sure Techno makes them for the Micro B. Maybe I'll take a look at them. Like I said, these weren't cheap, so I hope they don't break. Okay. There's that screw I needed. Let's swap that one out. I don't like that one. Because it ain't right. If it ain't right. So, there we go. Add a couple more dollars to this Mini B. You think for the size of them that they'd be cheaper to run? Really not. Okay. Suspension feels good. Yeah, there's only going to be one way to tell me to run it. But there we go. We got our sway bars on front and rear now. That should take care of some of that lean. I'm hoping to make it so it doesn't just three-wheel all the time. That's the biggest issue it was just three-wheeling everywhere. But looks good. Looks good to me. What do you think? I think that was a pretty, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. We've had worse. That's for sure. I'm not going to save those. This is all junk. This is all junk. And, yeah, there we go. Losi Mini B sway bar install. There it is, right there. V1 to V2, you had to change the transmission case, and we installed everything. Total cost here is probably about $65 to convert everything over to have the front and rear sway bars. Pretty wild when you consider the price of one of these. Got a $100 servo set up. You probably got $60 in shocks and springs. Another $100. No, not $100. I don't know. What are they about? 22, about $45 in tires and wheels. That motor and ESC alone was about $160. $40 battery. A lot of money here for this little thing. Different J Concepts body because I destroyed the old one. Not everything fits. There we go. Like I said, this body barely fits on there. Yeah, it's because of the battery wire. It's kind of pushed up funny. Let me fix it. I tried making the wiring look as good as I could, but there is not much you can do with the amount of room that I have in there. If I could remove that BEC, that'd free up some room. There we go. So, there we go. Losi Mini B, ready to go. Take it to the track. We'll punish it some more. We'll see if those sway bars did a thing. If they didn't, that's going to suck. That was a lot of time. But, all right, everybody. I appreciate everybody coming out. Tomorrow, we're going to find something. There's got to be something here. I got a buddy's truck here that's broke. Fix that. But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to do anything tomorrow, if I'm just going to go to the track. But we'll see. I appreciate everybody for coming on out. If everybody can hit that like button on the way out, I'm going to wrap this one up. And I'll see everybody probably tomorrow. We'll find something to do. I'll find something. All right. Peace.